Hi, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Today, I'd like to tell a story called The Agent. It's from my first book, The Tales I've Told. In 1981, when I was asked to tell my first story at Pete Seeger's Great Hudson River Revival, I decided that I wanted to be a professional storyteller. And this is about that endeavor. It's called The Agent. On the walls leading up the stairs of the Center City Row House hung a collection of entertainers, 8 by 10 glossies of people like Jackie Schmenkovitz, the Jewish tenor, Herman Zolstein, the ventriloquist, Lillian O'Casey at the piano, plus at least 20 other faces of people I'd never heard of. They smiled back to me from dime store frames. What the hell was I doing here, I asked myself. And that is exactly what he wanted to know. I'm a storyteller, I told him. I don't book kids' stuff, he said dismissively. I don't tell for children. I tell stories for adults. I thought I saw a glint in his eye. You tell dirty stories. No, that's not it. My stories don't contain any vulgarity or explicit sex. The glint disappeared. A friend of mine had gotten his name and address. I had come to him for advice. Someone who I thought would understand. Still, I couldn't hide my anguish. I'm afraid, I said. I'm afraid to tell people over 16 that I'm a storyteller because as soon as they hear the S word, they tell me, just like you did, that they'll send their kids. I need a place to tell. The old agent in the big bow tie and loud checker jacket puffed his huge cigar, peering at me through glasses that magnified his world-weary eyes. He had seen and heard it all before. So you want to be a storyteller, eh, kid? The ashes fell from his cigar, caught majestically in an ashtray that he knew subconsciously was there. Well, here's my advice. The S word don't work. I've been in the business for 52 years, and I can tell you this as a fact from experience. Why? It's simple. Because no performance space, no club, bar, stage, or audience or agent wants to hire or work with someone who doesn't have an audience. If you don't have an audience, you're nothing. Do you hear me, kid? Nothing. Storytellers. Better you should call yourself coat hangers. Guys like you are now referring to themselves as monologuists, performance artists, and any other word that doesn't contain this. I hate to even say it, storytelling. Consequently, there's no place for established artists as well as up-and-coming talents to hone and their art. You get what I mean, kid? Hey, maybe you should write a book. Can you help me? He smiled and shook his head. If I can't help you, who can? Then he held up a finger. Wait a minute, I gotta make a phone call. And he picked up a black phone that was stationed on his desk and dialed a number. Harry, it's Milt. Listen, you won't believe it, but who do you think is standing in my office right now? Yes, in my office, standing right in front of me. Go ahead, take a guess. Who? No, not him. Guess again. No, bigger. The old agent looked at me and saw that I was taken aback. I actually glanced around the room to see if there was anyone else standing in the office. No. Okay, I'm going to tell you. There was a pause. Obviously, the suspense was killing Harry because I heard him yell through the phone, "Who already?" Who? The old agent said. Why, Teddy Fink, that's who. Teddy Fink, who? Are you kidding me? Don't you read the papers, for crying out loud? He just got back from Europe. He was opening for Streisand in London, for Christ's sake. I now shook my head frantically and ran my finger across my throat as Milt continued to tell Harry about an imaginary me. He's a storyteller, and he's not only a storyteller, he's the greatest storyteller. $1,000 a week? Are you kidding me? What do you think this is, the Depression? Be real. Yeah, get back to me. He slammed down the phone and looked up. Milt, I said, he held up a hand. Listen, kid, don't you worry about it. And don't you ever forget, as long as you and me are together, you're the storyteller, but I'm the liar. Anyway, Milt and I never did too much work together, but I did take his advice. I wrote a book. As a matter of fact, I've written 4 of them, and you can find them on Amazon under Ted Fink. My latest book is called The Incident in Parkside. It's a novel which I think you'll really love. And here's what I want you to do. I want you to read it, and then I want you to become a storyteller, because I want you to tell everybody. Take care.